What a life. What a day, what a life. Oh, when the saints go marching in, when the saints go marching in, oh Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, when the saints go marching in, oh Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in, oh, when the sun begins to shine, oh, when the sun begins to shine, oh Lord, I want to be in that number. When the sun begins to shine, oh, when the sun begins to shine, oh, when the sun begins to shine, oh Lord, I want to be in that number. When the sun begins to shine, oh, when the sun begins to shine, oh, when the sun begins to shine, oh Lord, I want to be in that number. When the sun begins to shine. Guys, give me a moment. Let me grab a book that I want to read from here tonight. Let me just grab this. Take a picture, take a picture, take a picture, man. I said that carrot cake go down a treat. Guys, I baked a carrot cake and it went down a treat. Trust me. Oh Lord, I want. Thank you for the likes. Big love. My ginger tea lemon, Daniel Burr. Berry Sport. How are you, my love? How are you faring today? I hope you're well. I hope all is well. Ooh, thank you. Curfy. Keyfield. Uima. Guys, these names, but how are you doing? I hope you are well. I'm getting my cup of tea. How are you doing? I hope you're well. Hey, girl. Key feels. Hey, boy, girl. I don't know who's talking. How are you? Sunday. Hey, everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, Daniel. How are we doing? Guys, I've got this book here. I bought it a few months ago. I still want one of those Ethiopian Bible, but for some reason I haven't bought it yet. I don't know for whatever reason. But I'm looking for a specific one, and there's too much on Amazon. They discombobulate me. So this is a book about the philosophy and the opinions of Marcus Garvey. Now, Marcus Garvey was a Jamaican born and bred, and he lives here in England. Lived in America for a while, and he passed away. So I only learned the other day that he was born in 18 something. So he's an old man. This is what he looks like here in the thingy. It says here, freedom's battle once begun, bequeathed by the bleeding sword to son, though baffled often, is ever won. Guys, give me a minute. I'm lost without my... Oh my God. Give me a moment. I'm coming there to you guys. Sure, let me not give eyes to this little thing here, because I don't know. I put my video here now, and the video, it's not there. Let me not give ears to the foolishness sometimes what happen. Ugh. The injustice, I can't give ears to it. Oh my God, I can't stand injustice. Yes, guys, so I'm going to read about Marcus Garvey. I'm going to read some of the philosophies of Marcus Garvey. This is volume 1 and 2. So Marcus Garvey was a Jamaican born and bred. He was born the 17th of August, 1887. 1887. He died the 10th of June, 1940. So that's a very long time. So it says Marcus Garvey, Mosiah Garvey Jr., ON8, was a Jamaican political activist. He was the founder and first president general of Universal Negro Improvement Association and Africa something. And let me find it here. Improvement Association and African Communities League. So he was somebody in his time there. He's from St. Anne's Bay in Jamaica, colony of Jamaica. And he was living in, at age 52, he was living in London, England. He went to Birkbeck University of London. He was a publisher, journalist, and an entrepreneur known for activism, Black nationalism, and Pan-Africanism. He had two children, Julius Garvey, and another one somewhere. Spouses Amy Ashwood and Amy Jakes. I will see if we find out anything else more about him. So it says here, Marcus Garvey was born into a moderately prosperous Afro-Jamaican family in St. Anne's Bay and was apprenticed into the print trade as a teenager. Working in Kingston, he became involved in trade unionism. He later lived briefly in Costa Rica, Panama, and England. On returning to Jamaica, he founded the UNIA in 1914. In 1916, he moved to the United States and established a UNIA branch in New York City's Harlem district. Emphasizing unity between Africans and the African diaspora, he campaigned for an end to European colonial rule in Africa and advocated the political unification of the continent. He envisioned a unified Africa as a one-party state governed by himself that would enact laws to ensure Black racial purity. Although he never visited the continent, he was committed to the Back to Africa movement. Arguing that part of the diaspora should migrate there, Garveyist ideas became increasingly popular. And the UNIA grew in membership, his Black separatist views, and his relationship with white racists like the Ku Klux Klan. In the interest of advancing the shared goal of racial separatism caused a division between Garvey and other prominent African American civil rights activists. Yes, maybe that is not very much of importance, but that was about Marcus Garvey, who we're going to talk about a little bit. Big love, guys. Thank you for being here. Please like the live. Thank you. Big love. Thank you. So I'll give you a little rundown about it. It says the philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey, and this is about the history. History is the landmark by which we are directed into the true course of life. So we must talk about history. The history of a movement, the history of a nation, the history of a race is the guidepost of that movement's destiny, that nation's destiny, that race's destiny. What you do today that is worthwhile inspires others to act at some future time. Chance has never yet satisfied the hope of a suffering people. Action, self-reliance, the vision of self and the future have been the only means by which the oppressed have seen and realized the light of their own freedom. Life is that existence that is given to man to live for a purpose. Now, when we talk about purpose, people think I'm joking, but if you are living and you don't have a purpose, then it's so sad. You have to have a purpose. So it says, life is that existence that is given to man to live for a purpose, to live to his own satisfaction and pleasure, providing he forgets not the God who created him and who expects a spiritual obedience and observation of the moral laws that he has inspired. Big love. There is nothing in the world common to man that man cannot do. This is the philosophy and opinion of Marcus Garvey. The ends you serve that are selfish will take you no further than yourself. Yes? But the ends you serve that are all in common will take you even into eternity. Big love, these are true words. It is only the belief and the confidence we have in God why man is able to understand his own social institutions and move and live like a rational human being. Take away the higher ideal, faith and confidence in a God and mankind at large is reduced to savagery and the race destroyed. A race without authority and power is a race without respect. And we actually know where that is going. So then we go into criticism. Criticism is an opinion for good or ill, generally indulged in by the fellow who knows more than anyone else, yet the biggest fool. There is no criticism that calls not forth yet another. The last critic is the biggest fool of all, for the world starts and ends with him. He is the source of all knowledge, yet knows nothing, for there is not a word, and finds to use that there is not another that hath the same meaning. Then wherefore do we criticize? So you see, criticism is not a good thing. Imran, greetings, my love. So guys, that was not even chapter 1. Chapter 1 says fear. Chapter 1 speak about a lot of things. So it speak about fear, ambition, admiration, religion, which we don't want to get into religion. It speak about death. It speak about faithfulness, about prohibition. We are in number 1, so it speaks about prohibition, injustice, and all these. It speaks about man, mind thyself. It speaks about education. It speaks about nationhood. It speaks about our star of destiny. It speaks about government. It speaks about women. It speaks about love. We are still in number 1. Chapter 1, it speaks leadership, pain, blood, and death. It speaks so much volume. It speaks about prejudice, government, evolution, and the result, radicalism, poverty, power. Let me see some of the other things that it speaks about. The dissertation of man, universal suspicion. Wow, this is never ending. Race assimilation, Christianity. It also speaks about Christianity. Universal unrest in 1922. It speaks about cause of wars. Guys, this is never ending. It's a never ending saga. And these are things that I must learn. I must know what's going on. So when it, if I begin to talk all these things, so I'm going to have to read it for my own perusal. But it says poverty here. Let's just shed a light on poverty because a lot of us are poor. A lot of us are living in poverty. It says a hellish state to be in. It is no virtue to be poor. It is a crime to be poor. To be poor is to be hungry without possible hope of food, to be sick without hope of medicine, to be tired and sleep without a place to lay one's head, to be naked without the hope of clothing, to be despised and comfortless. To be poor is to be a fit subject for crime and hell. Bible or Quran? Imran, it's neither Bible nor Quran. It's a philosophy of a Jamaican man. He was born in 1886 and he died in 1940. But he was a revolutionist. Yes, so he wrote his book and leave it here. He says the hungry man steals bread and thereby breaks the eighth commandment. Muslim, okay. No, he was a Jamaican man, but he travel all these places, England and America. So he said, the hungry man steals bread and thereby breaks the eighth commandment. By his state, he breaks all the laws of God and man and becomes an outcast. In thought and deed, he covets his neighbor's goods. Comfortless as as he seeks his neighbor's wife. To him there is no other curse but sin and death. That is the way of poverty. No one wants to be poor. No one wants to be poor. So that's his little piece on it. Now let's talk about power. It says power is the only argument that satisfies man. Power. Everybody want power. Everybody want to be powerful. Everybody want to be on top of the line. Everybody want to be rich. Everybody want to have money. Everybody want to have 10 houses when they can only sleep in one. Everybody want 10 vehicles and they can only drive one. So power, yes, power is the only argument that satisfies a man. Except the individual, the race, or the nation has power that is exclusive. It means that that individual, race, or nation will be bound by the will of the other who possesses the great qualification. It is the physical and pugilistic power of Harry Wills that makes white men afraid to fight him. It was the industrial and scientific power of the Teutonic race that kept it for years as dictator of the economic and scientific policies of Europe. So that's about power. Universal suspicion. Let's talk about Christianity. Where are the comrades? Guys, I notice when I do these day videos, Green tea lemon. So let's talk about Christianity and then we'll talk about the purpose of man or the function of man. A form of religion practiced by the millions, but as misunderstood and unreal to the majority as gravitation is to the untutored savage. We profess to live in the atmosphere of Christianity, yet our acts are as barbarous as if we never knew Christ. He taught us to love, yet we hate, to forgive, yet we revenge, to be merciful, yet we condemn and punish, and still we are Christians. If hell is what we are taught it is, then there will be more Christians there than any days in all creation. To be a true Christian, one must be like Christ and practice Christianity. Not as the bishop does, but as he says. For if our lives were to be patterned after the other fellows, all of us, bishop, priest, and layman, would ultimately meet around the furnace of hell, and none of us, because of our sins, would see salvation. I don't know what's going on in Palestine. I'm not going to vice for Palestine. I don't know anything about these people. You know? Some I as I said the other day, I'm sensitive about what's going on there, but I'm not going to really make it take up my time because people all over the world are very wicked. Men all over the world are very wicked, and I don't know these. As a matter of fact, there should not be no poverty or suffering in the world, but men bring it onto themselves. So I'm not going to shout out for them at this time. It got nothing to do with me. My ancestors suffered same place over there. Because the part of Palestine was Africa. All them places Africa. And they changed it. And the suffering was real for the people who endure it during those times. That's why I said to you guys, you must always thrive to do what is good and what is right. Because whatever we do, it goes around and it comes around. And sometimes when we do, but it doesn't, we escape it. We escaped it. And then our generation get the tail end of it. Yes? Our generation get the tail end of it. So somebody's generation is suffering right now. I don't know who or where it come from. Yeah. So this says the function of man. God placed man on earth as the Lord of creation. So we are lords and we are gods and goddesses. That's what this book is saying. The elements, all nature, are at this command. It is for him to harness them, subdue them, and use them. Edison harnessed electricity. Today, the world reflects the brilliancy of his gained illumination. Stevenson, through experiments, has given us the use of the steam engine, and today the railroad train flies across the country at a speed of 60 miles an hour. Marconi conquered the currents of the air, and today we have wireless telegraphy that flashes news across the continents with a rapidity never yet known to man. So you see how powerful man is. All this reveals to us that man is the supreme Lord of creation. That in man lies the power of mastery, a mastery of self, a mastery of all things created, bowing only to the Almighty architect in those things that are spiritual, in those things that are divine. Yes? And then chapter 2 talk about traitors. And then chapter 3 talk about the present day civilization. And all these things. So guys, I thank you for being here, Spencer. I'm going to jump off because sometimes sometimes I probably need not to come here to keep my peace. Have a good day, a good evening, whatever you do. Peace and goodwill. Big love.